Hello everyone, Zach Moore, aka Blue Spartan 107 here. I've recently joined up with this one group called YouTube Community Grow, Share, Collaborate, and they had actually been doing this little thing where they have YouTubers answer specific questions that people ask from the group itself. And, you know, I felt like that this would be a good way to introduce myself to them, and for anyone who is on my channel that, you know, doesn't know too much about me because they rarely check out my videos, they could check out this one, they can learn a little bit more from the questions they've asked at least. So I'm going to read off these questions that are right here in front of me, and I'm going to refer to them as their YouTube names unless they have their real names as YouTube names, or just don't mention that they have a YouTube name. So, also, actually real quick, there was a video that my friend Squishifer made, which is the exact same thing, because he used to be, I mean, he is still, okay, he's the one that did it first, and he's the one that introduced me to the group, so I'm like, I might as well try this out. So, you can go ahead and there'll be a link in the description below to his video where you can check out his answers to the same exact questions. If you haven't subscribed to Squishifer yet and you've been on my channel already, I would really recommend it because he's a pretty funny guy. Okay, I like his content, so. Anyways, starting off. Mr. Stainless 001 asks, what is your least favorite thing about making videos? Basically, I just, you know, editing is not too great sometimes. It's mainly, of course, because I'm using Windows Movie Maker right now. On Sony Vegas, I did a fuck ton of editing. I would like spend a whole hour just editing one video, and then I would have to wait like 2 or 3 hours for it to render, because I tend to do longer videos to get out more content, which, as long as I upload only like one video a day with these longer formats, it's fine. I have tried to switch over to doing smaller formats. I have, you know, tried to do shorter videos, less than an hour, but it's just so hard for me to do because I just get into a game and just continue to play it. And sometimes I get stuck doing the same thing over and over again. If you watch my BioShock playthrough, you'll understand, because I'm trying to like get all of the big daddies and it's pretty hard to kill them, so I end up dying and going through this process over and over again until they finally die. It's very difficult, but going back to the question, least favorite thing about making videos, pretty much the editing and the waiting for it to render. But of course, when I wait for it to render, I just go to YouTube and watch Squishifer, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, a bunch of other people. Okay. Next question from Noobkex, I think is how you pronounce that. Have you changed your channel identity at all over time, or have you stuck to the same type of content / style since the beginning? Well, I'd have to say I've been pretty consistent, staying in the same exact format. Content-wise, I've tried multiple things. I have tried my, you know, hand at horror, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's, Cry of Fear, which Cry of Fear is, you know, like, it's my bane, because every time I try to, you know, continue with a playthrough of it, something always comes up. The first time, on my older channel, when I played Cry of Fear, I ended up running into a bug while I was trying to record Chapter 4, and Chapter 4 was a bitch in itself, so I couldn't continue with that save. And then, recently, with Cry of Fear, I ended up recording some episodes of gameplay, but my microphone had been turned off, and this is a very serious thing that always happens to my channel, to my videos. Like, sometimes the microphone will be off, so I have to get rid of all these, you know, recorded segments, or just the entire gameplay altogether, and I have to go and re-record, which is kind of a, you know, chore, which I guess would also apply to the first question. But otherwise, though, you know, I stuck to the same kind of format. I play whatever game I feel like. It usually ends up being, you know, between a half hour and an hour and a half, depending on what game it is. And sometimes I'll try and do like these quick one and done episodes of the games. I haven't tried that too much in a while because I've been trying to do those bigger playthroughs, get them out of the way as quickly as possible. But otherwise, though, I have pretty much stuck to the same content and style, which is, you know, me, my face up there in the corner, or down here in the corner in some videos, depending. And it's just me trying to talk, trying to commentate, and playing the game. So, yeah. Alright, next question. Nathalicious XD. Okay. I can't tell if the XD is just meant to be a smile or if it's part of his name, so sorry. Who's the biggest influence on your videos, or who do you aspire to be like? Well, I mean, definitely Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and Wade and Bob, you know, the whole group there, Mark, Jack, Bob, Wade, they are a bit more of an inspiration towards my videos, when it comes to, you know, doing the gameplays. And, you know, I still watch them day to day. I actually got into them around, like, June of last year, or May/June. I got into Mark, and then I got into Jack, and then I subscribed to Wade, and finally subscribed to Bob. And they just do these pretty, you know, epic videos. And I try to aspire to that style, but I know I am leagues away from being as good as they are. And, you know, that's a pretty terrible thing to think about, but otherwise I am trying my hardest to make, you know, good content. And I hope that when people start coming over to this channel, when people actually try to check out the other content I provide on my channel, that they'll either, you know, give me good comments saying, hey, you're doing a pretty epic job, or they'll give me some constructive criticism saying, hey, I like how you do this, but maybe you could try this. But otherwise, yeah, Mark, Jack, Wade, Bob, major inspirations. Also Rooster Teeth sometimes. I sometimes check out their content, but my brother Trevor watches them more often than I do. Okay, next question comes from Venoms, which is, what is or was your favorite part about doing YouTube apart from communicating with your viewers? My favorite part of doing YouTube, apart from communicating with my viewers, is actually to communicate with my friends and to do collabs with them. I mainly do games like Gmod, Town of Salem, and Cards Against Humanity. And I try to gather up, you know, my friends, older friends, newer friends. I did a collab with Squisher for once. We haven't done anything in a while, though, so if Squish is watching this, you know, hit me up. Let me know if you want to do anything soon. I definitely want to try out Team Fortress 2. I know you have it, Squish, so why don't we try it? But otherwise, yeah, going back to the question, my favorite part about doing YouTube is to show, like, how I can be when I'm with friends. When I'm with friends, I'm a whole lot better than I am with myself, because, you know, they bring out the best in me, or sometimes the worst in me, I guess, depending on how you look at it. Cards Against Humanity, though, definitely brings out the worst in me. But, you know, that's one of my favorite parts, though, to actually be able to communicate with people that like the same things I do, and then we're able to have, you know, good conversations, and we're able to do some really awesome things together. So that's one of my favorite things. Karina Tucker asks, what made you start your channel? Well, what made me start my channel? I mean, with my first channel, Blue Spartan 107, it was just because I wanted to start a channel, and, you know, I ended up doing some stuff on there. I still do stuff in there, but I mainly try to focus on my gaming channel. And the reason why I started that channel is because at the time, and this still kind of applies to right now, but at the time I was unemployed. I was trying to go to college, and, you know, I wanted to try and get a job, but I couldn't find any jobs in the local area, or at least jobs that would actually hire me. Because I did, you know, interview with a few people, but they never ended up wanting me. So I was like, well, I like doing YouTube. I started on my older channel, I started trying to do some gameplay walkthroughs. That's where I did the original Cry of Fear playthrough. I did a full playthrough of a visual novel named Everlasting Summer, which I really enjoyed. And I ended up starting, and we are kind of continuing, but we have put it on hold for a while. I started a Knights of the Old Republic, not Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars The Old Republic. I did a Knights of the Old Republic playthrough, though, on my newer channel, but no. I started a Star Wars The Old Republic gameplay walkthrough for the Jedi storyline on my channel, my older one, with my friend Eric. But eventually, though, I decided that I needed a new channel to focus specifically on me trying to do gaming walkthroughs, and that's where Blue Spartan Gaming came in. I still, of course, upload on my older channel, Blue Spartan 107, but I mainly use that for things that would invoke third-party content, where that channel wouldn't really get any, you know, backlash from putting out, you know, like, movies with songs that are owned by specific copyright holders, like, say, using a Linkin Park song in a video, and, you know, they say, hey, this has this, we're going to put some monetization on your video, that's fine with me. Alright, but with Blue Spartan Gaming, though, that's, you know, I started that off so that way I can try and make a bit of money. I knew it wasn't going to be fast, but I thought my progress would be a little bit faster. However, I pretty much just doused my hopes on that, and I'm hoping that it will build up over time, just not as fast as I was hoping for. So, yeah. And while I'm still technically unemployed right now, I have been putting applications for places here. Mainly, of course, the GameStops in the area, because I just love games, and it would be the perfect place for me to work, because, again, I love games, and my last job that I ever had, which, you know, was as a you know, fuel attendant at a truck stop, was, you know, it involved a lot of manual labor, and I, you know, tried to take some enjoyment out of that, and I can definitely take some enjoyment out of, you know, stocking up games or selling games to people. So, yeah. But, you know, I originally just created the channel to try and get some money. Now I'm just using the channel to try and, you know, build up my own sort of community. Which, you know, anyone could be a part of it, as long as they watch my stuff, support me in any way with, you know, like, views at least, and comments, and likes, dislikes, anything like that. As long as they do that, then I consider them a part of my community. Which, you know, is small compared to everyone else's communities, but it will, you know, probably get bigger eventually. From Colton Steiner, I guess that's either his actual YouTube name, or he just doesn't have a YouTube. If you could create a video game, what would it be, and what type of game would it be? Now, this is actually something that I can definitely talk about. I had been going to college for game design, however I ended up having to drop out because my grades weren't doing too well, and I couldn't afford it, and I just got completely, you know, I kind of had like a sort of mental breakdown about it, and so I had to leave, and now I'm trying to, you know, get a fresh start. But I was, you know, I still plan on it, because I have the Unreal Engine 4 that I could use to work on it, but I had this idea, actually multitudes of ideas for video games. The one I'm primarily focused on right now that I know I definitely want to work on is something I refer to as the Northwest Trilogy, which is a set of games based around 3 different characters, and they all sort of have, you know, syncing storylines because they are all like best friends, but it would be like different stories each time. For the first story, it's about a man who dies and finds out that he's in purgatory, and that he can get back to live, you know, get a second chance at life if he can defeat the person who leads everyone in purgatory. So he, you know, ends up working with some people, he can work with others or kill other people, as long as he gets to the end, is pretty much your primary goal. With the second game, you would actually be playing as a guy who's forced into a life of a soldier, even though he was just a cook on board a naval vessel that was attacked by a terrorist group that is planning on destroying the world in order to renew it in their image. The third game, though, in the whole series, it's in the future part of the whole thing, and you play as a guy who's been sent out with a bunch of other people to look for things, and you end up stumbling into a whole conspiracy of sorts, and you have to solve it and figure out how to get out of it, or figure out how to stop it. That game I really don't want to go into too many details about, so I'm just going to stop there. I did also have another idea for another trilogy that would be sort of like a cross between, say, Halo and Mass Effect, where, like, you play as a guy who ends up, you know, like, getting this little super soldier kind of suit in order to live, because he's got himself a, you know, major wound in his chest that he needs to get healed, and you end up fighting against these fallen angels that have turned themselves into mechanical abominations. However, they're going by the names of Nordic gods. And then, like, the whole series would continue with the second one being about Egyptian gods, and the third one being about the Greek gods. Okay, next question. The Canadian Ginger. What was the very first video on your channel, and what did you play/record it on? Okay. The very first video on this channel was me doing a walkthrough of the fan game I saw Markiplier play, the first fan game I watched him play, which was Dream.exe, and I'm actually friends with one of the creators, the main creator, Michael Schumann. I am friends with him on Facebook, and I hope that maybe I could do a collab with him and his friend Decree B or Kyler Alvey soon, and that would be pretty cool to do. But, you know, I played their game for my first walkthrough, and I used the program Open Broadcast Software to do it, which is also the program I use in order to record my Town of Salem and my Cards Against Humanity playthroughs with my friends. So, you know, that was a pretty good one. It was back in my early stages before I had this microphone that gave me, you know, clearer audio. So, if you watch it, you know, enjoy at your own risk, because that's the oldest thing I have on this channel. And it's in 5 parts. I did 5 whole parts. So, you know, let me know if you guys like it. You can watch it, and you can guys let me know in the comments below. But I would totally recommend you just watch Markiplier's original walkthrough of it, because that's the best one. It's always going to be the best one. Okay, so next question. 62Kicks asks, what differences about you and your channel make you stand out among other YouTubers? I don't really know, actually, because I tried to borrow a little bit too much from other people before, but now I've sort of, you know, just gone to the way I would normally act. Like, with my Cards Against Humanity and Town of Salem videos, I can act as myself, and then with my other videos, like the Bioshock playthrough I'm doing right now, I end up, you know, just trying to commentate on the game. I try to throw out my thoughts. I try to do all this other stuff, and I hope I do it effectively as well, so. But I don't really know if I stand out among other YouTubers as much as I want to, but I don't know, we'll have to see. Alright, next question is from Squishifer. Hey Squish, what was your most memorable moment when recording? Ah, that's a very good question, Squish. I don't really know what my most memorable moment was when I was recording, because I've just had so many, you know, so many videos. I've currently got close to 200 videos now on my channel here. I think it was like 176 or something the last I checked. I forget. I think it's 176 or 167. Something like that. But there are all those videos, and I don't really have a most memorable moment in recording that I can think of right now. But, you know, I'm sure that there is a moment like that, and if not, there will be a moment eventually. So, I don't know, we'll have to see, Squish. Okay, next question is from Spinning Mantis. Do you insert ads into your videos? Where do you place them, and why there? While I do monetize my content, I don't actually place ads specifically in any part of the videos. I just let the machine do it itself, because it would be kind of a bore to put ads like anywhere in videos. I mean, just a quick either ad before or maybe even after the video, or like a quick little thing that pops up 5 or 10 seconds after the video starts at the bottom. That's fine, but I don't place any specific ads into my videos because I know how that can be. I mean, if I had more subscribers, then maybe I might, which would kind of be cheating, I guess. But otherwise, though, I don't put specific ads anywhere in my videos. I just let it do it. I'll just let it do it on its own. So that way, you know, since there's only a few people watching, they don't get annoyed that there's like 2 or 3 ads in a video at once. They can just watch the video and be done with it. So yeah. Alright, so Artist Explores the World asks, what would you like your channel to grow and change into over the next years? Okay. I almost didn't get that for a second, but no, I understand what you're asking. I would like my channel to grow into, you know, like I mentioned, a community. I also wanted to, you know, grow into a place where someone can see a person like me who is, if you guys don't know, I've actually had autism. I actually have autism, I mean, and it's kind of hard for me to talk to people in real life. It's a bit easier for me to talk to a camera or to even talk to friends over Skype, but otherwise it's, you know, kind of hard for me to express myself a bit. And I find that my videos can do a good job at expressing myself, so I want it to kind of like grow into a community of people who can, you know, accept people for who they are and, you know, show some love, compassion, support, that kind of thing. And I know that there's already communities out there like that, and so that would kind of be cheap to, you know, say. But I would also want it to be a community where people can, you know, have fun. And, you know, it would be pretty cool to see if I could actually have a community as good as some of these other people's. Why does anyone use the word peoples? I don't know. Anyway, so I guess that's, you know, my answer. That I want my channel to grow into an accepting community of people towards anyone regardless of race, religion, any mental conditions, sexuality, anything like that. That we're just very accepting people. That I get a community of very accepting people that learn to have fun, or attempt to have fun at least, if they're fun deprived. So, I guess that's my answer. I'm gonna move on. Alright, so this guy doesn't seem to have a YouTube name unless his actual name is YouTube. So Vidhu, I'm pretty sure it's Vidhu. If I pronounce it wrong and you watch this, I am so sorry, my dear sir. What games do you like to play? I like to actually play quite a few games. I like to play first-person shooters. I like to play RPGs, and I like to, you know, sometimes, you know, play games where you're just, I don't know. But yeah, first-person shooters, RPGs are mainly my two favorites. In fact, some of my favorite games fall into those categories, like Halo, Mass Effect, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, you know, games like those, which I've actually done a full Fallout 4 walkthrough on my channel, and around this time that this video is being processed, I would have actually uploaded another video I had made where I just wanted to get back in and make like a quicker video, just showing off a few other things. But, you know, first-person shooters and RPGs are automatically the things that come into pot. But there are some other games that I've dabbled in. I've dabbled in horror. I've dabbled in, you know, some visual novels, which I actually like. I've dabbled in quite a lot of games, actually, so. But if I had to, like, automatically name stuff off the fly, it's automatically first-person shooters and RPGs. That's immediately what I can tell you. Okay. So, wait, did this guy actually ask earlier? Oh, yeah. Nathalicious XD asked another question. Is YouTube the only thing you do, or do you have a job in education too? And if so, doing what? And I've already answered this earlier. I am actually still currently unemployed, just like Squish, unfortunately. But I am still looking for a job. Like I said, I'm hoping... I am sorry, I'm kind of like getting my throat dry here. I'm hoping to get a job at GameStop, so that way, you know, I can start making some money, and then I can put some of that money towards, you know, paying off some bills and stuff, put some of that money towards this channel, put some of that more money towards, you know, like food and such, so that way, you know, because my Aunt Megan and Uncle Johnny, they said I can pretty much live here for free. I just have to do stuff like chores and groceries, so I would need food to pay for, I need money to pay for food, sorry, and, you know, I would need to do some chores around here, which I do some stuff around here. I do help her out with, you know, moving stuff, since she still has a lot of things to unpack or to organize or to repack, because we actually repacked up all our Christmas decorations and they had been up since December or November or something. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I don't really have a job right now. Looking for a job. We'll hope to get a job soon. That's it. Okay, so JamDonut184 asks, of every console that has come out past and present, what is your favorite and why? You know, I've actually dabbled in quite a few of the consoles, but I've only ever owned, or my family, I guess, has only ever owned about 3 of them at once. And I would have to say that Xbox 360 is the one that is my favorite so far. I have tried out the Xbox One, because my brother did get an Xbox One a few days before I left to come down here to North Carolina. But otherwise, though, you know, Xbox 360 is the one I've had the most experience in, and there's been quite a few fun games on there, like Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, Halo 4, pretty much Halos, I guess we could say right there. But then also, you know, there's been plenty of other games that are cross-platform, but I've mainly just been in Xbox since we got an Xbox when I was 10. So yeah, Xbox 360 gonna definitely be my favorite. I'm gonna mark it as that. Okay, so moving on. Meebo TV asks, do you have prior experience with video audio editing and recording software, or was it all self-learned? I almost said soft-learned. I don't know why. But yeah, pretty much my experience with video audio editing and recording software was all by myself. I ended up learning it on the spot. I had been making movies on Movie Maker since I was, in 8th grade, which is when I started my first channel, and I had started off with these simple, like, GIF music videos, which just used a bunch of GIFs doing funny things, but then, I actually started using real video editing, and I started stuff for my channel using the programs XSplit and OBS. Of course, they're free programs, but, like XSplit, you can do a paid subscription to get some additional features. But I just use XSplit in its normality, and it works for me. And I learned how to, like edit it in Movie Maker and in Sony Vegas. However, Sony Vegas started acting up, and I couldn't keep it on my laptop anymore, so I ended up getting rid of it for now. I might try to get it again later when I figure out what the issue was, but otherwise I don't have it on my laptop right now, which kind of sucks, but I know. So I have to use Movie Maker to do all the editing, which, kind of is a bit of a bore because Movie Maker is too easy and sometimes doesn't have the stuff that I need in order to get what I want to do done, which, kind of sucks. But otherwise, yeah, I was pretty much all self-learned. I did sometimes check out some things online in order to learn how to do some fancy tricks. Like when I was using Sony Vegas, I would do this little thing where I would crop out a video like to one part of the screen, and then it had a picture of like me from some of the other random media outlets I've used in order to create myself. Like I did a bit strips version of me. Sorry, I did a Rinmaru Games version of me from one of their anime creators, and I would just make these little epic thumbnails, or not thumbnails, but like the background for the outro videos, which were a whole lot easier to do on Sony Vegas, but it's pretty much damn near impossible for the Movie Maker, because you can't do things like that in Movie Maker. It's simple. So yeah, everything's been self-learned for me. Okay, Kevin Athra asked, what's one thing you haven't done but would like to try on YouTube? There has been quite a bit of things that I've tried to do on YouTube here, but something I definitely haven't done yet, but I want to, would definitely be like in the style of some of Markiplier's vids and some of Matthias's vids, where they like get a bunch of friends together and they do these funny little challenges, like the Whisper Challenge, the Sound Effects Challenge, the Never Have I Ever Challenge, the Finish My Sentence Challenge, challenges like those. I would definitely love to do those with any of my friends. Like, I'd like a day where eventually we could all gather in the same room and we'll do some of these things together and just have people record us, and then we'll upload them onto our channels and do some funny things. It would be really cool to do that. That's something I definitely want to do for my channel in the not in the near future, but in the future, definitely. In order to, have fun with my friends, to actually meet them face to face. And it's kind of hard though, because I live in North Carolina right now. My friends Drew and Nisa, who always attempt to try and play games with me, they both, if I remember correctly, live in Ohio. But that's if I remember correctly. I might actually be wrong, and Nisa or Drew will probably see this, and they'll go like, no, actually we live in this location, and I'll be like, sorry. But then, like Roger lives in Oregon. That's a very far distance, dude. You would actually survive in the game idea I told you about. And, if we could, like, get together at one point, it's one specific place, and just do that, that would be pretty epic for my channel. So, yeah, okay. Final question that's on here is Orion Simpson. Asks, has anyone experimented with different browsers and upload time differences or any other features a web browser or device has for users? I would really like to know people's experiences and even opinions. Okay. I have used quite a few browsers before in my time, but the one I'm using now and will probably stick with forever is Google Chrome. And Google Chrome does actually upload videos very quickly depending on the size of them. So, for example, my Town of Salem videos, because they're made with OBS, and OBS makes videos in FLV quality, after I do my editing, because I will do editing sometimes, they end up, like, still being very small in format, but they're in WMV, and they end up uploading really fast. Like, seriously fast. And even this video will probably upload seriously fast, too. But otherwise, though, I ended up using another browser called CrossBrowse. However, my Uncle Ben visited during like Christmas time and he told me, oh yeah, this thing has been known to have a lot of viruses. You need to get rid of it. So we got rid of it, and now my computer is virus clean, which is pretty fucking epic because it had been plagued with viruses since day one. Well, not day one, but like since I attempted to do stuff. So anyways though, just stick with Google Chrome if you have it. Opera, however, may also work. I had used Opera for a time, so I'd definitely recommend you try that out too, maybe. Because Opera was an okay browser. Okay, it looks like that's all the questions that everyone asked. If you have been from the specific group, I would like to thank you for your questions. And if you have been subscribed to me since the beginning, or just since whenever, and you've watched this whole video, I would also thank you as well. So, like this video if you enjoyed it. You may dislike if you did not. That is completely fine. You may comment below any other questions you may have, and I might do a future video where I do another one of these Q&As, either for this group or for my channel in specific terms. And, if you want people to know about this video and you're not part of the group, I would recommend that you share this video because, some people could stand to learn a bit about me. And of course, if you have not subscribed yet and you think you will enjoy the content that I am providing, you may subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Spartans!